Cyril the Waffle Man stands in the haze. His words like syrup in a sticky maze. Leads like a noodle, limp and wet, promises made, but none are met. No backbone, no fight, falling shadows in the night. Cyril the Waffle Man, where's the plan? Spinning circles, no solid stand. South Africa drips, no rudder, no hand. Cyril the Waffle Man, where's the plan? Poverty creeps, it's a thief in the dark. Empty pockets, no spark, no mark. Crime's a beast with 1,000 teeth. It bites, it scars, no sweet relief. No backbone, no fight, falling shadows in the night. Cyril the Waffle Man, where's the plan? Spinning circles, no solid stand. South Africa drips, no rudder, no hand. Cyril the Waffle Man, where's the plan?
Well, Cyril the Waffle Man, welcome back, folks. Chris live, and I know it's a little hollow again here. Sorry for the sound, but these hotel rooms have high ceilings and empty spaces. I just realized how much echo. I wasn't talking in here until just now, so apologies for that. But let me see how that sounds. It must be terrible. The microphone last night didn't seem to help much, so sorry for the echo, but nothing I can do about it once the show starts. So let's see how it sounds here. Live very quickly there. Oh, come on. Here, live very quickly there. That's not too bad. Come on. Here, live very quickly there. Okay, that's not too bad, actually. All right, so yeah, not too bad. Anyway, it's NHL hockey season, folks. I'm here in Cleveland, Ohio, which a lot of people in Ohio used to call the mistake by the lake. Thank you for that, Albert. Yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah. Anyway, so but quite lovely today. Alex invited me to a Cleveland Guardians a baseball game. They used to be the Indians. They renamed because they're wusses and political cowards. Politically correct, honoring Native Americans and leftists who are stupid and don't understand respect for culture. Trash that because you can't name things after Native Americans, apparently. They were called the Indians. Now, one could take issue with Chief Wahoo, who was their informal sort of mascot, but certainly not. Okay, we're going to start complaining about the acoustics when I just said the sound was really, seriously. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, I met your friend Scott today in Ohio. I did meet someone named Scott today. That's correct. Kind of threw me off balance for seeing South Africans called Scott. Anyway, yeah, I did meet Scott today. I met a lot of folks today. Tomorrow I'll be going to Erie, Pennsylvania, which is supposed to be an hour and a half from here, but it's 2 hours because there's a massive construction on the highway for a long stretch. I have no idea how bad the road is. That kind of sucks. There's only one way up there, so I have to take that road. So it'll take me 2 hours, which means I have to get up earlier than I anticipated so I can get up there. And also I was asked to meet with someone before I went to the meeting. We have to go from there to another place, and that means I've got to wait. I could have left an hour later, but now I have to leave an hour earlier. So instead of leaving at 8:30 to go to 10 o'clock to meet with refugees, I have to leave at 7:30 so I get there in time because of the traffic and also because of requests to do an earlier meeting. Anyway, so yeah, that's in the morning. Today we had Alex also got to meet Scott today. Hey, there's Alex. Alex, thank you so much. I really enjoyed the baseball game and the tour of the Heritage Park. It's amazing. You forget, if you're not an Indians fan, you forget just how many amazing baseball players were here in Cleveland over the past century. And plus, it's phenomenal. I didn't really, it didn't sink into my head. What is going on here? This thing, I lost my hockey game now. It's on some stupid here. Oh my goodness, I don't know how to fix this now. So I'm stuck. I'm missing my game now. The stupid freaking ESPN. Try guide. Okay, there we go. ESPN. Hockey, there we go. That's what it's supposed to be. Let's see. Okay, they went to ESPN. Okay, I got my game back. The Vegas Golden Knights. I didn't miss anything. It's still. Okay, why is that still there? There we go. Okay. I was watching the game and just switched back because I had the Buffalo game on. Oh my goodness, Buffalo was losing 2-0 with just 13:54 left in the game. It went 5 minutes without a whistle in the game. They scored a goal, then they scored another goal, tied up, then they scored a goal, well, within like 3 minutes, and after that 5-minute stretch. And then the empty netter by Alex Tuck made it 4-2, and Buffalo, which has not been in the NHL playoffs in 15 years, a shockingly long period of time for the Sabres, who used to have Jack Eichel, whom they traded to Vegas, or let go free agent of Vegas, and Alex Tuck, who was with Vegas now. It looks like Utah Mammoth are out here. Vegas on the breakaway, and they're at home. They missed the goal. Anyway, not the Vegas Golden Knights in the playoffs against Utah Mammoth, a matchup that I'm really excited about because I'm a Vegas fan, but also rooting for Utah, a new team in the league. But pretty cool, just in their second season. Bruins blew it. Oh, they did, Alex. The Bruins definitely blew it. But what a big night for Buffalo Sabres. I wish I was in Buffalo tonight. It was amazing for them. Yeah, absolutely amazing. I mean, if Buffalo wasn't so far from Erie, I could have gone to Buffalo on this trip and caught a game, but timing just didn't work out. It was amazing. But anyway, so Alex got to meet his son. Lovely. Had a great time at the game. Thank you so much for that, Alex. Also to Vimpy Cohn for scheduling everything out at the Lakewood Park, which was lovely. It was a brisk 42 degrees when I arrived at the park. The wind was blowing good 30 knots out by the water, which lowered the temperature down below freezing. It was quite interesting, but it warmed up as I was there. But there were over 50 South Africans who arrived, almost all refugees. I think 2 were South Africans that are working here in America that weren't refugees, were helping out refugees. So thank you to those folks I met today. Unlike the Columbus trip, there are still some issues here in Cleveland. Some people being treated really wonderfully by their agencies, others much left to desired. So I'll be hearing from those folks after I get back to Pennsylvania. I'll write up a trip report and I will forward that information on to the Office of Refugee Resettlement. Hopefully someone can take a look at this. There's, once again, a very serious concern about how residences are being put together and what landlords they go with. So we'll get that out to folks. How's the trip going? It's a lot, William. It's great. I'm kind of tired today. I was going to make a few videos, but I came back here and actually had something to eat, and then kind of put my stuff together and got set up for this. And the next end of the hockey game was on, and so yeah, it's tiring. I'm not in shape like I normally am because I'm not able to exercise because the ruined hip. So the pace that I keep is becoming. Oh, Vegas just had a wide open net and he couldn't put it in. Tough shot, missed it. Anyway, yeah. So I just don't have the get up and go like I normally have, which is kind of a drag. Okay, so who else we got in the chat here? Sorry, Schoolman, welcome to you. Frederick Milstart, Leon Slabbert. Could you please provide your email address? It's on the channel. You simply go to the About tab, click on the About, and it'll ask you if are you a human. Click on it, it will reveal the email address. Some people can't find that. I don't know why. If not, one of the moderators can place it in the chat. I don't have it handy. So, hey, Veroshka, what's going on? How's life? I take vitamins, Jane. I take vitamins, yeah. It is bipolar weather, that's for sure. Icing on the Utah Mammoth. The ball's going to come all the way back down. 10:18 left in the first period. Yep, okay. It was nice to meet you too, Alex. Alex is awesome. For some reason, I thought Alex was a South African. He's not a South African at all. He's an American. He took interest in my program because of my journalistic reporting, and then got interested in South Africa because of the programs. How cool is that? Alex is really awesome. Yeah. Never seen crown molding like that. Okay. That's an odd comment. Okay, Holden, if you say so. I guess you don't stay on a lot of Hilton properties. That's not a question. Vita de Villiers says, excited to finally be time and able to watch this early morning. Hey, Rita, this said Vita, as I say. Rita, I'm glad to see you can make it with us tonight. I was freezing today, and Colonel Chris stood there, bare arms. Well, yeah, Judy, I had shorts on. I went and put my trousers on just so people wouldn't, wouldn't feel out of place. I put my trousers on. It was windy, so I didn't mind having the trousers on. But yes, thank you for coming there, Judy. No, I don't support Hilton with my dollars. Holden. Holden's in a foul mood tonight. I haven't heard him complaining in a while. Vanessa Blossom, welcome to you. Yeah. Bit behind time. Was it today you met with people in Erie? No, that's tomorrow, Red. That's tomorrow. I have to get up early, so I won't be here too late tonight. But that is tomorrow. I'll be meeting with a young man in Erie and other folks. And I think Erie probably has more problems than I've seen Cleveland. But it was awesome. I did share with the moderators, I think it was, the photograph of the group of people up here in Erie. And it wasn't everybody. Some people came later. We just took that photograph sometime into it. So, yeah. This was a little strange because, I guess because we're outside, it was kind of cold. I didn't talk for a long time. Just covered a few things. Yeah, so Boston's a bit different. You need to be careful who you tell. South Africa seems to be a bad vibe here, rather. Well, Boston's full of vile, repulsive human beings who shouldn't deserve. They don't deserve their American status. They're just vile, repulsive people. Look who they elected for mayor. This woke retard, Michelle Wu. Yeah. So, yep. No, that's Boston has long since ceased being an American city. We gave it up to the invaders. And I'm when I say invaders, I'm talking about those who are born in America, who don't share the values of Americans. They share the values of leftist Canadians. Right side says that's okay. When are you heading back, says Jane? Tuesday morning. Tuesday morning. I'll be heading back Tuesday morning. It's a long drive, about 5 hours, so it's going to be a day. I might do a video on the road, stream, but probably an early one because Vimpy said you're taller in person than expected. Yeah, a lot of people say that. As long as you don't say I'm bigger. I wouldn't want you fat shaming. Apparently, I'm the one that does that, according to some little hate wanker. Anyway, who threatened me again? He's not very bright. Every time this retard sends me an email, it's another one for the attorneys. I don't have attorneys in the Netherlands yet, but I do in South Africa and in America. There's some really stupid people out there that just get themselves in deeper and deeper holes. Yep. Yeah, it might get warmer again tomorrow. Who knows? What did I miss here in the chat? I still like the crown molding comment. Yeah, the Bruins blew it big time. But you know what? It was great to see. We got to fight. We got to fight. Utah, not much of a fight. Oh, he's down. Tanev, he's up. Oh, that's it. Now they're kissing. Riley Smith, one of the original OGs with the Vegas Golden Knights, along with William Karlsson, who's injured. There's only 4 original Vegas Golden Knights playing for Vegas anymore. What was that? Not warm in Lakewood, freezing warning. Yeah, there's midnight tonight. There's a freeze warning. It's a frost warning. Yeah, well, I won't be in Lakewood tomorrow, so it can be cold here, but it's not going to be warmer up the road Erie. It's just right along the Erie Lake, just like this is. So, yep. Yeah, anyway, so it's Cleveland. So now on this trip, there was one highway left in all of Ohio, interstate, that I had never traveled on. Of course, I've traveled on 70 across the country, across Ohio, back and forth. I traveled up and down to Columbus, down to Cincinnati. I've gone up to Toledo on that one. I've gone to Cleveland, but when I went further east towards St. Clairsville, and then up Cambridge that way, past Akron. But I've never been on Route 71 from Columbus to Cleveland. What an awesome road. 6 lanes of traffic the entire way. Wide open, beautiful, mostly flat Ohio countryside, gorgeous farms. Then it picks up some rolling hills as you get towards the northeast. But what an absolutely wonderful drive. The Ohio Highway Patrol was out in force, but they weren't harassing people. They were helping people who broke down. Somebody with a van ran off the road and ran into the chains, or not chains, but wire guardrails about 10 meters off the road, and with a van, and just trashed the front end of the van. Looked like everybody was okay, and the police were responding to that. Other than that, I only saw one highway patrolman, who was watching traffic and wasn't harassing people. And I say that because years ago, the Ohio Highway Patrol had a reputation and a habit of harassing motorists. So if you're worried about the light changes, because the commercials are coming up on the television. Got a big screen TV just to the side over here, and it's running adverts right now. A break from a game. So Noom, what the hell is Noom? Microdosed. Oh, that's some sort of fat drug. Okay, weight loss drug. Anyway, so USA shot at and took control of first Iranian vessel. Yes, Vanessa, we took control, hit the engine room apparently of an Iranian vessel. There was a shooting in Louisiana. Apparently it was a guy killing his own children. Suspect was the father of 7 of the children, was killed after vehicle chase. Slain children 18 months to 12 years old. He killed his own family. It's a family slaughter here. This is insane. A man in Louisiana killed 8 children today in a shooting the authorities described as domestic violence incident, was later killed by police after he fled in a carjacked vehicle. Suspect's wife and woman believed to be his girlfriend were also shot and seriously injured. Occurred at 2 homes. The children were 18 months to 12 years old. I just don't know what to say. My heart is just taken back. I just cannot begin to imagine how such an event can occur. Police identified Shamar Elkins as the shooter and sole suspect. 7 of the 8 children who were killed were his. Shreveport police responded to 300 block 79th West Street after 6 a.m. 6 a.m. The gunman first shot a woman on nearby Harrison Street before he headed to the home where he killed all the children. He fled and carjacked a person at gunpoint, shot and killed the suspect in neighboring Bossier Parish after pursuit. Officers were forced to discharge their department-issued firearms, neutralizing the suspect. Louisiana State Police were investigating the shooting of the suspect. Shreveport police said nothing suggests any wrongdoing by officers. And the reason we mention this no wrongdoing is because the suspect who murdered his 7 children is black. And of course, this will be turned into a racial incident. After he murders his children, they'll blame the cops for shooting him. 7 of the children who were killed were found in the home, and the 8th was found dead on a back roof. So, oh my God, one of them tried to get away, and he chased the child and shot it on the roof. We know it's domestic in nature. We know his wife is involved. She's the mother of at least 7 of the children, with the 8th being a family friend. Small caliber handgun was used in some of the violence, and he had a rifle-style pistol when police confronted and killed him. It appears many of the children were shot in their sleep. Most of them were shot in the head. It is a disgusting and evil scene. Mac London, 71, who lives in the same block, said he didn't hear the gunfire, and they only learned of the killings from a neighbor after he stepped outside at 7 a.m. By then, the street was flooded with police and an ambulance. London, who's lived there since 1991, said such violence is unheard of in the neighborhood. Nothing like this ever happened on the street, he said. It was bad. I hate that it happened to those kids. This is a tragic situation, maybe the worst tragic situation we've ever had in Shreveport. So right now we're going to process the information. It's in very good hands. Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry says he's heartbroken over the horrific situation, grateful to law enforcement and first responders. House Speaker Mike Johnson, who represented Shreveport in Congress for almost 10 years, called the incident a heartbreaking tragedy. This is the result when someone snaps. So I'm going to ask the community along with the family with mental health consultants out there. Yeah. Freddie and Marie Montgomery live across the street from where the children were killed, but they didn't know the family well. They moved in about 6 months ago. When they brought all those kids out of the house, that's just the worst thing I've ever seen, said Marie Montgomery. Wow. So this is a family slaughter. He killed all his children. And the assailant was black, and I only mention that because the police will be scrutinized, and so that will be a big issue. That's how scary is that? Domestic violence at its worst, yes, Vanessa. Yeah. And he killed the child who was the neighbor child, a friend who had the misfortune of being there, probably on an overnight stay. Yeah, he'll be in hell tonight, but he won't be sleeping. Tracy Schaefer, it was a pleasure meeting you as well. Thank you for being here. I see names popping up from my meet and greet today. They don't usually see in the chat, so good to see you there. I hope everyone enjoyed it today. I enjoyed it. It was great meeting you guys. Hope we had a few laughs and no tears, which is good. Sometimes my meet and greets we have tears, but this one there was no meeting. It's still nothing, 447 the first period. Utah and Vegas Golden Knights. I'm with you, Vodka Model. I can never hurt a child, any child, my own or otherwise. Yep. And Jan Hendrik van de Mave, thank you for today. It was great meeting you. Thank you very much. You guys are going to have to remind me. So many people that I ran into today that I met. I'm going to have a hard time remembering all the names and everyone here. So, what is a bakery? I don't know what a military force number is. Do you mean that you have a selective service registration number? Is that what you're talking about? I've never heard of military force number. I think you mean you're registered for the selective service. William, no, I'm not going to Massachusetts soon, but I'm looking at a trip to New England in May. So I'm looking at going there in May, and also to Florida in May, when the tickets are hopefully cheaper to fly down there. Massachusetts will probably be a road trip, although I might just fly. It might just be simpler to fly. Concerned about the condition of my automobile. It's operating fine, but there's an odd sound. I think there might be an exhaust leak that's making noise. But anyway, so I have to get looked at. Only 11 likes. Is that all it is? Come on, it's got to be more than 11 likes. Let me take a look and see. 44 likes. It's just your screen is not updated. 75 people watching. We peaked at 80. So, okay. Okay, and it's a Monday morning in South Africa. I think a few more people will be watching right now. Okay, I think you mean a military. It's like, oh, got a fight going on, another fight. Oh yeah, 3:28 left in the game in the first period, and got a little push and shove in there. Hannafin is in on it. Who else is there? Oh, they're not letting it go. Still running his mouth. Bruzy, I've never heard of him. Never heard of him. He's being pushed away by the official. He's got a little ice in the back of his hair. Oh, got a bloody lip here. No wonder the Vegas player's upset. He got hit in the mouth. Yep. Oh, that guy's going to the penalty box. Yep. What's the penalty for? Let me see.
We're packed along the wall. We're curious to see how the officials sort this one out. There's Sean Dursey. He's chirping it.
Okay, let's see. Oh, both of them are in the booth. So here we go. We're going to get a... Oh, they're talking it over now. 3 officials huddling over here on the near side. 7 shots on goal by Utah. 6 by Vegas Golden Knights. This player's got a bloody lip. It's one of the Vegas players I'm not familiar with. Let's see if the officials now see the penalties. I think both sides get a penalty. Ooh. Oh, yeah, he ran the guy into the boards. He wasn't even in play. Well, this other Smith fell to the ground. He's got a bloody face. That's why. Cheap shot. He's rolling on the ground. He's bleeding. Yeah, he's got a bloody lip. Yeah, cheap shot against him. So let's see what the officials come up with here. Looks like someone got a penalty for coming in the fight afterwards.
Smith getting tended to with the gauze just to my left. It's a cut.
Glad to see you. Seeing there was lots of weather warnings. So you've seen it. Oh yeah, the weather warnings. This is nothing. Tour de Lally. Yep. Vegas Golden Knights new coach, former Columbus Blue Jackets coach. Thanks, we'll refresh. Yep. 9:30 is good, says Herman. Okay, Herman, I got to leave at 7:30 because of the traffic. Let's see what they say.
The officials gathering over by the penalty box.
Still haven't come up with penalties yet.
They're talking it through.
There's no hurricanes in Ohio, but they do have tornadoes in parts of Ohio. Oh, man, he hit him right in the face with a stick. Knocked him straight to the ground. That's going to be a major, 5-minute major. I didn't see it. They finally showed a replay from the other angle here. Oh.
Linesmen as well. The linesmen are a big help to you. They're right in there. They're closer. They're right in the scrum.
Wow. Anyway, wait to see what happens next. Clip trending on Facebook of road rages in Joburg where guy shot dead the father and shot the wife for their children. Yeah, no, I didn't know they were in chill. Here we go.
So after all of that, and I'm sure John Tortorella will be interested in how his players bleeding, and yet Utah ends up with a power play apparently. And Torts, you can see his look.
Oh, that's messed up. The Vegas player was hit in the mouth with a stick. Oh, there was a big cheap shot by Vegas up in. That's what started. He put the guy into the bench, knocked him up into the bench. That's where the penalty comes from. Here it's knocked into the glass. Anyway, yeah, I saw that in Joburg. The woman, the woman went and pulled a gun. So they stopped in a road rage incident. The woman went and pulled a gun, and then he pulled his gun to defend himself and shot the husband dead, wounded the wife. I didn't know there were children involved. Yep. Yep. Yeah, hockey is fast and exciting. Sometimes brutal. That's true. Hey, Vanessa. Gerald Ford in the Red Sea with you. Holden, are you drinking tonight? What's going on? Luis Duplessis, what's going on? Did you go watch a boxing match, an ice hockey game broke out? Yeah, exactly. Metal shooting gun. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Anyway, so somebody didn't give Bakery a timeout, did they? I didn't see it. Bakery, what do you mean? Do you have a selective service number? Is that what you're talking about? There's no such thing as a military force number. Not in the United States, anyway. There is a selective service number. All adult male. Okay, what do you got going on? Their interview.
Hey, I just enjoy the moment. You know, coming from, not playing the Browns for 4 years, you never know where you're going to get.
Okay, they're just interviewing a guy. Jarrett, what's going on? Oh, okay. Sorry, Holden. The Gerald Ford, not Gerald Ford. The Gerald Ford. It's proper. You have to put the definitive article in front of it. The definite article. The Gerald Ford is in the Red Sea. Thank you. Okay. Tell me the Carrier Strike Group. The Ford Carrier Strike Group. Okay, gotcha, Holden. I thought you were drinking something. You see, the text is never complete. You can't find everything there. So, yeah, anyway, what a horrible situation. He murdered all of his children. What a sick bastard. Well, the Pope says we're Catholic first. Okay, thanks for sharing that, buddy. I thought you were all Anglican. Apparently the Catholics are Catholics. Of course, the Guardian, which is a leftist rag, said Alex Sullivan tended to his 5 children in law and have traditional Latin Mass at the Catholic Church of St. Monica in Duluth, Georgia, and contemplate his faith in the light of God in the shadow of Donald Trump. Sullivan, a self-described conservative who once staffed a libertarian state representative in Georgia Capitol, described his faith as almost medieval. Trump got over his skis a little bit in his criticism of Pope Leo XIV, but Sullivan said reject the idea U.S. President's comments in response to pontifical criticism to warn around might diminish his opinion about the leader of the Catholic Church. No, I will not support the Pope any less. I don't support the Pope at all. He doesn't speak for me. I don't have any interest in the corrupt Catholic Church. Tension between faith and politics typifies American Catholic experience. Yep. Anyway, so really don't care about this whole fake controversy between the Pope and Trump. All right, Iran vows retaliation for the U.S., and they also lied. They said the U.S. fled when the Iranians responded. How did they respond? With what ships? Iran's Navy responded. Did you miss the part where there is no Iranian Navy? Let's see if they have this. If the Iranian responds. I had it somewhere. The Iranians responded. This is comical. It's not in this story, but somewhere it was. Iran responded. The brave Iranian Navy responded. Seriously? Are you high? By the way, the Blitzbach 1, the Hong Kong 7's first story. Here is the husband killed, wife shot, and suspected Joburg road rage. Suspected road rage incident in Emerentia, Johannesburg, turned fatal Sunday when shots were fired, leaving a man dead and his wife critically injured. Another person sustained minor injuries during the incident. According to Gauteng police, the altercation began when 2 men driving separate vehicles became involved in what appeared to be a road rage dispute. During the altercation, the dead man's wife allegedly retrieved a firearm from their vehicle and prompted the second driver to draw his own weapon. This resulted in a shooting which claimed the life of the husband while the other driver sustained minor injuries. I did not know there were children involved. That's terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. So I'm looking to see where I found the story at. By the way, the Orioles lost today. Congratulations to the Guardians, but I'm kind of bummed out about that. An interesting op-ed in the New York Times said the warmongers are getting all history wrong. This by a guy named Stuart Patrick, not Patrick Stewart, the actor, but Stuart Patrick, who was the director of the Global Order Institutions Program at Carnegie Endowment for International Peace. he tries to use his PhD to befuddle and amaze people with his bizarre take on Thucydides and claiming people are warmongers when they cite Thucydides. In fact, the guy is so wrong, it's beyond belief. I wish I had a few hours to sit down and type up a response to this. I will probably do it. I've saved the article because it's just utter drivel. The Iran war has only reinforced instincts. On April 7th, Trump warned the Iranian regime to capitulate to American might. Otherwise, he menaced the whole civilization will die tonight. Such references to the timeless verities of power politics often draw inspiration from Thucydides, whose History of the Peloponnesian War remains a foundational text for a professed foreign policy realist. Professed foreign policy realist. I guess I am one of those professed foreign policy realists. Yeah, and unlike this Dr. Stuart Patrick, I've actually lived the experience. You see, he writes about it at university and it pontificates about it from his ivory tower without any experience, without being on the ground and experiencing the tactical, the operational, and the strategic effects of this reality. Realism. Might makes right. You may not like that. It may be immoral to you, but putting your head in the sand and calling people who believe in might makes right wrong simply shows you just how ignorant and stupid these people are. Anyway, policymakers and analysts regularly invoke the tome to explain the inevitability of great power rivalry and to justify dominion of the weak. No, I do not justify might makes right. See, this is the weak-minded argument of an academic that's never lived experience. Never lived an experience. I don't justify it. Being a political realist, believing in realism in international relations doesn't mean that you believe that might makes right. No. It just means that I live in the real world. Dr. Patrick lives in a fantasy world, just like Cyril Ramaphosa. It's time to reform the IMF and World Bank. I'm sorry, are you not getting enough free blackmail money? Are you not getting enough guilt money? Are you not getting enough free loans that you never pay back, that we have to pay higher bank fees for because our banks have to write them off, and we pay for your excesses and your luxury apartments in Santon and in the Western Cape? Are you not happy with that, Cyril? You're not getting enough money already. You have to insult us on top of that. Like, vaccine apartheid. Yes, Cyril, I'm sorry. It doesn't work that way, buddy. You don't get to cost names and take our money. We're not stupid like leftists. That game is over. It says, but their analysis do not offer close enough reading, and they often overlook the historians' deeper lessons about the perils of wielding power without limits or legitimacy. See, it's just an insulting piece of garbage from, Utah has just scored a goal. The Vegas Golden Knights are down with 8.5 seconds left in the first period. That sucks. I believe it was a power play on a play in which a Vegas player was assaulted and smacked in the mouth with a stick and bled, and no penalty was called, and they have a power play, and as a consequence, they score. Unbelievable. And it was a breakaway, too. No, it wasn't a breakaway, so sorry, they stopped. Yeah, so it's 1-0 Utah over Vegas. Yep. Unjust. Anyway, so this idiot here says that the analysis done close enough reading. You see, because these academics have never lived experience, have never put a person's life on the line, have never made decisions that change history, because they sit around and pontificate in the halls. And this person actually worked in the State Department, which explains part of the reason why his reality is so twisted. He thinks because people are political realists in international relations, he thinks they don't see the deeper meaning of Thucydides. He thinks that we don't see that what Thucydides was telling us in the Malian Dialogue is that there's a danger here. The whole point of the history of the Peloponnesian War was that Athens and Sparta, Athens got out over its skis. Those of us who are political realists know that. We understand that. But this guy claims that political realists do not, that international relations realists do not understand that. No, he's the one. This is just an insulting piece of garbage from an academic. So, and of course, he points out the Malian Dialogue. And the most famous vignette in Thucydides' history is the Malian Dialogue. In it, an Athenian delegation delivers an ultimatum to the island of Melos. Submit to the superior power of Athens and become a tributary state in its war against Sparta, or face destruction. The Malians pledged to remain neutral, but were rebuffed. You know as well as we do, the Athenians explain, the strong do what they can, and the weak suffer what they must. Melos is vanquished, its adult men put to death, and its women and children sold into slavery. So he is trying to compare the Trump administration to Thucydides and claiming that people that are students of history are not very good students of history. What an insulting piece of arrogance tripe from a leftist that doesn't understand how the real world works. I know quite well the lesson of the Peloponnesian War. I know quite well what happened there and understand what Thucydides was telling us as the first historian in recorded history. Thucydides. That's the first historical document. Incog says, my humble thanks for your gracious reception of meeting Talon and my daughter traveling today. Well, it was a pleasure. Thank you. Good morning. If I'm so sad about shooting. Yeah, it is sad. Grew up around weapons and have had my own until a month ago and never ever had the urge to pull it out anyway. Same here. That makes no sense to me, Alan. I mean, I've been using firearms since the age of 10, and I just don't understand that sort of level of stupidity. Apparently, they sent one done in retaliation. Okay. People in the UK are complaining London most resembles a deserted, eerie wasteland depicted in 20. Well, London resembles Riyadh. The last time I was in Oxford Street, there are almost no Western European white Anglo-Saxons. Nothing but abayas and face coverings and turbans and everything under the sun walking down Oxford Street. Didn't see anything else. And that was a couple years ago. Broken Arrow. Okay. Colonel needs to put a song on because he needs to wake up for the school. Oh, you need me to wake up? Okay. Well, we'll put a song on. Let me get through these questions real quick and see. Hopefully my last birthday in South Africa says Vinny. Okay. Winnie, hey. Happy birthday, Winnie. Oh, yeah, I don't have the cake, unfortunately, so you guys can give little hearts there. How do you do that? Is that the hearts? How you do it? Yeah, that's right. Do I do it right? It's like this. I don't know. I'm not good at that. That's for the teenagers. Anyway, happy birthday to you. Candace, Hendo Varoshka. All right, so he's still groggy for school, so you need something to wake him up. Right, let's go there. Hang on a second. I'm on my laptop, so I have to do this a little differently. I don't think it shows up this way. Let me see. No, it doesn't show that way. I see that's a problem. I don't. It isn't in my library saved by its name. Lawnmower Man. We can play a Lawnmower Man. Oh, there we go. Where is it at? So there it is. Lament. Okay. What's the deal here? Okay. Is this the one? There it is. This will wake him up.
Once we sailed the seven seas in the Iranian Navy, with a swagger in the breeze. In the Iranian Navy, we could do as we pleased, hearts full of pride and bravado. Once we arrogantly threatened every nation on the breeze. In the Iranian Navy, raise up your glass and sing it loud and wavy, for the bold and brave sight of our Iranian Navy. From the Gulf to the foam of the Western Sea, we were masters of the tide and the spray, but the wind has turned and the cannon's gone silent. Who now will answer our plea? Once we ruled the raging foam, now we've no fleet to call our own. And the Iranian into the wind with our beards so well trimmed in the Iranian Navy. Steel beneath our boots and salt upon our skin. In the Iranian Navy, our friends invited us to Cape Town, proud and free and bold. Sailors on shore leaving the Simon's Town, stories bought and sold. Naval exercises with our friends from Moscow and Beijing. We already missed the brief fling. Our presence made Arab nations tremble. Our blockade made oil prices treble. Altogether, the bold, brave, mighty sight of our Iranian Navy. Raise up your glass and sing it loud and wavy. Navy. From the straits to the storm-lashed quay, we were thunder on the sea. But the dice were cast and the wager played and pride went down with the fleet. Now we sing in taverns dim and cold of stories grand and growing old. In the Iranian Navy.
This part I like. Indeed, if they chicken with the dawn. Now all our ships are gone.
Rusting at the bottom of the sea, with whom shall we plead? In the Iranian Navy, mighty no longer sailing upstream. We see our song of lament and anger scream. Twisted hooks of metal lie, billowing flames of despair.
The mighty Iranian Navy is no more.
Just smoke upon the air.
We want to surrender, we have no future, we can't even put a dinghy in the water. Light, no guiding star, no compass left to steer us far. Raise up your glass and sing it loud and wavy. Oh, they scored another one, Bruce. Navy.
To the days we ruled the brine. For once we sailed the seven seas and
Did as we pleased.
in the Iranian Navy. Once we sailed the seven seas. Once we sailed the seven seas, the Iranian Navy.
It is no more. In the Iranian Navy, one of my favorite all-time ones. That's a good one, is it not? Isn't it not a good one? Oh, what else we got here? Hey, Kathy, thank you. WhatsApp. Okay, it was the first day I never had takeout. I had fruit and yogurt. Okay, well, that's good, Alan. Get off that takeout. That's not good. Plus, the money goes by very fast with takeouts. I had Chipotle tonight. Oh, what's this? The Canadians? Oh, no. Ooh, Vegas Gold Dutch. The dancers dancing in the aisles. Henry Swanepoel, how's it going there? Babyface cutie. Hello, hello, hello. Winnie says, thank you for the birthday greetings. You're very welcome. Works like a charm every single time. Thank you. Okay, Vodka. He's all riled up now. I only get hungry when it's colder. Dallas was in the 50s this morning and the 90s a day ago. Yeah, that's crazy, Broken Arrow. Weather's up and down. Where's the lady with the cats today? She always tells a story. That's Karen about her cats. Yeah, where is Karen Long at this morning? She is missing in action this morning. Hope she's okay. Started yesterday at the shop on the range, and the concealed carry is also explained this new law that's in place, and I've already registered. Okay, Alan, but I don't know if you can get that as a refugee yet. Let's make sure you don't run afoul of the law. Charles says he's moving his passport. When you have a passport, then I'll believe it, Charles. Yeah. Etienne McCartney, good morning to you. We had heavy berg winds last night, not much sleep. Georgia Samuels, what's going on? Hetty Schutte, good morning from Melkbostrand. The kite surfers enjoy the wind and waves. A lot of rain in Bloberg here this weekend. Thank you once again for all you do for us. You're welcome, Hetty. Oh, yeah, it's guys, I did see a lady flying a kite today. I almost wanted to talk to her, but I left her alone. I was like, wow, I missed that. I flew kites when I was a kid. You know, I remember the Big Bang episode. Raj is pissed off. That was my prize patang kite. The kites tied up. He and Wallowitz, because Wallowitz was scoping out a chica. He's like, the lines get tied up. He said, hey, I gave you another kite. He's like a Hello Kitty. I can't replace my prize batong kite. All right, Charles, my fingers are crossed for you. My prize batong. Oh, man. Excuse me. So, anyway, so I just love Big Bang Theory. Good show. Heidi Krieger, what's going on there? How you doing there? You know, one of my favorite actors from back in the day was Hardy Krieger, who was German. Yeah, Hardy Krieger was in that movie Hatari with John Wayne, where they were big game hunters in Tanganyika. The United States recently sanctioned some Mexican casinos and tech sport for money laundering. I didn't know that, Holden. Thanks for sharing that. It opened an ABS account Stellenbosch almost a year ago to get a passport quicker. It was a bit overzealous and applied without a passport, but it worked out. Okay, Broken Arrow. A lot of rain this week in Limpopo, okay. Thing of Nouns is back. Salutations. Greetings to you. Andy Mostart. What an awesome weekend it was for football. Not if you're not if you're a Stormers fan or Sharks are out. They lost. Stormers choked. If you're a Lions fan, what an incredible look. The best team in the URC right now is the Lions, hands down. They look fantastic. Yeah, hopefully they can take that stuff on the road. Yeah. Okay. Keep it. Yeah, you get some sleep. So, it's intermission between the first two periods with Vegas losing 1-0. Apparently, Boston came back and got a point, so that empty net goal scored by Alex Tuck was the winner. 4-3, they won. Canadiens and Tampa Bay. It looks like a hell of a game. Third period, 3-3. I think Montreal scored. No, player got hit in the face. Oh, and Tampa got a penalty. They went to overtime. Okay. Montreal power play, and they scored. Yep. So they scored in power play. Wow. Tampa Bay Lightning caught it. Good to see the Canadiens win. I'm not a big Tampa Bay fan. I like to see the Canadiens do well. They have a long history of incredible hockey. John Cooper, first game loss, coach of Tampa Bay. Huh. Well, it's late o'clock. It's not late o'clock. Good night, mental chewing gum. It's only 11:19. Good morning, Andre Mostart. Yeah, again, you think it was a great weekend for football, but only, a lot of cheap shots in that Montreal game. Tampa Bay Lightning with some ill discipline costing their team dearly. Yep. All right, so let's see what else I've got here on tap for you guys. That husband and wife shooting, that's crazy. We've got the Blitzbach won their first ever Hong Kong Sevens. Can you believe they've never won the Sevens? But I don't count any of these victories now because the Sevens is garbage. They've destroyed the sport. This tournament, the HSBC 7 Series, is down to just a handful of teams. So it doesn't really count in my mind. It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. They've destroyed it. Yeah, well, you're an hour behind me, Broken Arrow. We're on the East Coast here, so you've got Central Time. Yep. So Blitzbach won their first ever Hong Kong championship. They finally banged down the door in Hong Kong at the fifth time of asking to win a maiden title at the Mecca Sevens. What do you mean fifth time of asking? They've been in Hong Kong for 20 years. Don't understand that. But they smoked Argentina 35-7. They just drubbed them. Previous 5 times they've been in the finals. That's what. So they're in the finals in 97, 2008, 2009, 2017. You can finally add the Hong Kong crown to their cabinet. It's the South Africa's 4th cup title on the trot after wins in Perth, Vancouver, and New York in the regular season. Yep. So that's pretty good. Tristan Leds scored a try. Selvin Davids got a pair. Ryan Oosthuizen and Shilton from Black. These are all players now, but I just don't watch the Sevens anymore. It's become such a joke. They ruined HSBC. Sevens is ruined. So anyway, so I'm going to cover that story. What's this here? U.S. attacks Iranian cargo ship while preparing for a new round of talks. The Iranians are just pushing for trouble. Energy Secretary Chris Wyatt says that price of gasoline will remain above $3 until 2027. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know if it's going to be true. It'll be that way throughout the summer, but that's normal. So that's just normal. Anyway. A U.S. citizen, a Uyghur scholar, says he was detained and deported from Malaysia because of the Chinese communists. Yep, folks, they informed me that my deportation was a direct request from Beijing. Wow. Prominent Uyghur scholar was detained and deported from Malaysia last month, and what rights advocates say is an illustration of how the Chinese regime silences its critics beyond its borders. Abdul Hakim Idris, a U.S. citizen, said he was stopped by Malaysian immigration officers upon arriving in Kuala Lumpur in the morning of March 29th. The man identified himself as a Royal Malaysia police officer informed Idris that he was denied entry and would be sent back to the United States according to Idris' account of the incident. He described being interrogated for about 5 hours before he sent to a temporary detention center at Kuala Lumpur International Airport, where he was held for 21 hours. Throughout the process, he said he had no explanation was given for his detention. The organization invited him, told him the decision was denied and entry was made by pressure from Beijing. Wow. So this is a wake-up call for the abuse by the Chinese communists of others. Shocking, but it's not. It's just a reality. Hey, there's Karen. I'm here listening. Just tried, didn't sleep much. Hot Bergwin. Friend discovered a stray. She left a classmate too. I didn't tell her she's been even missing from. Okay. All right. Well, people were wondering where your cat stories were this morning, Karen. A cat tried to scam me by pretending to have a sore leg just to get food. That's pretty good, Broken Arrow. That's pretty funny. Hey, Renee, Bielefeld, how you doing? Good to see you again. Okay. What's up with Tucker Cross these days? I don't know. Tucker Guitarlson has lost the plot. He lost the plot a long time ago. That's the problem with these people. They get big. They get too big for their britches. They so full of themselves, which is funny because that's what my stalker says. I'm full of myself. I'm arrogant. And anyway, anything but. I'm quite the humble person. Those of you who've met me in person, you know the truth, not what that idiot says. Anyway, yeah, so yeah, Tucker has lost his mind, Heidi. Justice Department selects Joseph DeGenova to lead the criminal probe, ex-CIA Director John Brennan. Finally, this communist scumbag who betrayed America under the Obama administration will be investigated for his treason. That's good. Not only is Kit missing 3 days, she woke to find a blood trail in her house, but oh, that's a shame. Yes, Tucker drank some kind of Kool-Aid that must have been laced with urine because his brain is gone sideways. Teddy Corolla, welcome to you. Yeah, I don't know what to say about Tucker. He's out there. He's not alone. He's got lots of company on that strange floating flotilla of lunatics out there. He's got plenty of company. So again, if you go back to watch my early videos, I'll tell you that in 2020, Tucker Carlson was the only person telling the world about Wuhan. He told the world about Wuhan and nobody wanted to listen. They were all belly gazing, navel gazing about the fake impeachment of Trump that was coming up in 2020. I remember that quite clearly, very, very clearly. And I said, Tucker is telling people about something that no one's paying attention to. And he was, I thought, a brilliant investigative reporter. I wouldn't say journalist because he wasn't out there doing the investigation. His staff was doing it. But he brought it to the table very well. Second period underway now in Las Vegas at the Fortress. The T-Mobile Arena in Vegas gets the ball on the face-off, the puck on the face-off. They've turned it over. The Mammoth have it inside their zone, outside the net, shot on goal. It's blocked off the leg of one of the Vegas players. And anyway, so yeah, he was amazing. But when he left Fox, he drew a lot of attention, getting 100 million plus views on his Twitter account. And then he interviewed Vladimir Putin, and it just all went sideways from there. You can see all those plastic YouTube and news presenters for their true colors now. Anything for ratings. Exactly, Charles. Exactly right. They do anything for ratings. Anything. Now, the difference is I do anything for my audience. Yes. Yes, student Candace Owens. You can throw her in that boat as well. I do anything for my audience. People wanted me to interview Neil DeBeer. I did it. It led to a friendship. People wanted me to interview Anthea Jeffrey. I did Anthea Jeffrey. I got Benji Holomisa on my own. People wanted me to talk about different topics. I do that. I have a deep interest in rugby. People said you would be pretty good calling rugby. So I started that effort, and now I do rugby. I've covered the Tswana, the Basutu people. I've gone and I talked about Katrina Isao, and someone said if you could interview her, and I went to great effort and I interviewed Oma Katarina. Yeah, it's unlike these people. I do things for my audience. I travel the world. I show you Yellowstone and the Grand Tetons and the Golden Gate Park in South Africa, Highveld, Pennsylvania, wherever I go. I do it for my audience. Charles in the Freistadt. But you're right. These plastic YouTubers and social media commentators and the legacy media, you can tell they're fake. They have no morality. They have no compass. They just do it for the attention, for the money, for the fame, for the clicks. I could have done that. I could have, except I can't. I can't compromise morality and my position and my core values. I can't do that. Yeah. Yeah, Charles says your vlogs are very extremely varied and interesting. Well, thank you for that, Charles. I try to do that. I try to keep it. Today I did some filming of Lake Erie. I'm going to put that together. Probably not here on the road. I probably don't want to get home. But I made a video of Lake Erie. I can't show it to you because it's on the mobile, which I'm broadcasting on. Been mentally exhausting trying to chat and give her hope. Spoke to militia. Missing ferals. Boy, those cats, you really wrapped up those cats. Alan says refugees have the same rights under ATF rules. I completed a form. Also, 90-day residency period may be required. 90-day must be a Texas thing then, residency. Or maybe that's US. I don't know. No, I thought so too, Alan, but we came across something that said refugees couldn't have firearms or something like that. So that's news to me. But as far as I know, you can have one. Teddy Curl says, Colonel, you're an amazing, loving, straightforward person whom God uses to help many unfortunate people as best you can. Well, Teddy, that's very kind of you. Thank you. Please tell it to our dear stalker there, Sloats, who's really got a hair up. By the way, he sent me another threatening email. Said, I'm not threatening you. Dude, you are threatening me. It's a threat. He threatened my livelihood. He threatened my career. He also said that I'm always looking for thank yous. I'm sorry. I think the person that said thank you the most number of times on my broadcast would be me. I think I'm the person who thank people more than anyone else ever. I thank my viewers. I thank people for input. I thank them for their questions. I thank them for sharing their experiences. I think no one has said the phrase thank you more than me ever on this program. And this asshat is saying that I'm expecting people to thank me, that I'm all about thank yous. He also attacked me for my military career and said that he doesn't talk about his career. Apparently he claims to be a Bush veteran and he never talks about his career. Well, that's part of the presentation, part of the interest, and part of the draw for people is to hear from someone who's experienced, who's been there, who's done that, who understands things and can relate and tell stories. You'll notice I don't sit around and tell stories about how great and wonderful I am during combat. I don't do that. I talk about my personal experiences. So, but that guy is really, he needs mental health care. He really does. He sent me another email threatening me today. So I opened up to it. So there are people that really have mental health problems. Yeah, he's very jealous, very sad. Glad it's 8:20 Pacific. Oh, I can look at that, Andre Fisher. Yeah. No, it's early still in California. Yeah. I'm gonna wait until I get a green card first. Yeah, that's what I thought, Broken Arrow. But I mean, I'm there's no need. But as long as, oh, we got a goal. Vegas scores. Yes. 1-1 is the score now. Woo! 18-16 in the second period. Well, that was an easy goal in the end. Puck came over, he just kind of shoved it in. Who was that? Was it Sisson? Who's that guy? Some of these Vegas players don't recognize. You just don't recognize. Sisson scored the goal for Vegas. Let me see the replay. Here's the pass from the wing. It bounces off a stick, pushed backwards, right to him, and he almost didn't get it, and then he stuck it in. Wow. I'm not even sure he actually touched that puck. Let me see. Here's the replay from above. I think it just went in. Oh, no, he does. It comes off his stick, and then it goes off. Yeah, he got it. All right, yeah. The thought just went off on its own. No, Heidi. The thing is that this bizarre individual says that I'm asking for thank yous all the time. I don't recall asking for thank yous. I recall giving thank yous. Colton Sissons with his 11th playoff career playoff goal. Why do I keep getting messages from Ian Cameron on X saying as received? You see the tension between Trump and Tucker after President Helsinki visit the first term. Yep. You're right about that, Holt. You're right about that. Tucker, I mean, I don't know. He's I never trusted the guy, but I give him credit when he was doing the good stuff. But I never trusted him from his time in CNN where he wears stupid bow ties. I'm like, who is this clown? But there was a period there when he was absolutely amazing. And but again, he was just doing what would get attention, apparently. It wasn't truly who he was. Anyway, so, yeah. So, by the way, for Sloot, I know you're listening. So, I know this is going to hurt your feelings, but 7 times. Alex, if you're still here, you can confirm this. 7 times walking around Progressive Field, named after a leftist insurance company. Progressive Field. Lovely ballpark, though. At 7 times at Progressive Field today, someone came up and said, "Excuse me, sir." I said, "Sorry." It started with a black guy when I first walked in. He said, "Thank you for your service," because I was wearing my Enduring Freedom cap. 7 different times, someone came up to me and thanked me for my service intentionally. Yep, and the Indians or Guardians give a 15% discount for military. That's pretty cool. Yes, I'm going to Virginia next week. Who's asking that question? VJ592. I guess you're not watching the channel very often. I'm going to. Yep, Alex says it's true. He saw it. Alex also served. Thank you for your service to our nation, Alex. Appreciate that. I had a great time today. It was really wonderful. It was amazing. I had not ever worn a cap like that in Ohio, my previous visits. And I didn't used to wear those veterans hats. I didn't do that when I was an active duty, even though I was a combat veteran from the Gulf War and from other conflicts. I never wore anything like that. But the Enduring Freedom kind of stuck with me, and I got that hat when I was at the VA. I purchased it, and I wear it occasionally. Although I need to replace it, it's getting kind of soft and it's not sticking up anymore. Yes, I heard he's running his mouth USA again. Ramaphosa is going all in to insult America. He is going out of his way to intentionally to antagonize the Trump administration. Oh, Karen, it is very nice to be respected like that. It's very heartwarming. I spent decades in the Army and no one ever thanked me for my service, which is fine. I never expected anyone to. And see, that's the thing that's so amazing about the slow retard and his stupid stuff. I don't expect anyone to thank me for my military service. And in fact, I've told the story many, many times, but the little retard has got his hand wrapped so tightly around his appendage between his legs that cuts the flow to his brain off. I have said thousands of times on this program that when I came back to the United States after 9/11 from Tunisia, I was in an Arby's in Frederick, Maryland, wearing a rain jacket that had Army on the back of it, and they refused to let me pay for my meal. They just wouldn't let me pay for it. I kept trying to pay for it, and they just gave me my meal, which is very kind of them, but they thanked me for my service. And that was the first time at that point in 18 years of military service that anyone ever thanked me for my service. This is because after 9/11. And thereafter, it was kind of odd to me because people would come up to you when I'm in uniform at the store or something like that, during lunch or going shopping, grabbing something in a brief, break. They would thank me for my service, and I thanked them. And I got in the habit of saying, "Well, thank you, I appreciate it, but be sure to thank a law enforcement officer, a first responder, paramedic, a fireman. Those people put their lives on the line every single day. We put our lives on the line, and it's terrible and horrible circumstances, but they do it every single day. And fortunately for us in uniform, it isn't every single day, but it is more than enough days." And so that's what I've always said. To hear this asswipe insult me in such a fashion who knows nothing about me, this guy is going to find himself very, very unhappy and unable to sit on his bum at some point because someone is going to take him out at some point for being such an ass. He's going to piss the wrong person off. He really is. He's going to steal my content now. He keeps threatening, but anyway, so the funny thing is I am living rent-free in his head. Rent-free in his head. There goes the fake millionaire inside pretending mending fences. Exactly, Broken Arrow. Well, he's done it twice now. He's assaulted and attacked the IMF and World Bank and America. Yep. Someone sent me the video of what he said. Water and power facilities. Where do you expect the Iranian refugees will migrate to? They won't go to Pakistan. They won't go to. I think they'll be internally displaced persons. I don't know if the refugees are going to go anywhere. Yep. Colonel should learn from Nick Johnson, his travel biz. Colonel should video tours while driving, showing each state while driving. Should be awesome. I tried that, Alabama. I did that. I did videos of myself on the road and nobody watched it. Nobody watched it. I did videos where I didn't narrate, just showed the countryside and I put music to it. I did videos where I narrated where I'm traveling down the road. Nobody watches it. Nobody watches it. So, yeah, you're saying I should do that, but I've done it. What you don't understand is YouTube intentionally harms my channel. The people like the slow loser are still in power in places like YouTube, and they intentionally hide things. No, I tried that. I've tried every approach you can think of. There may be an approach I haven't tried, but I'm not aware of it. I've done different things, and I didn't do it for clicks, so I did it because I found it interesting. And I have a dash cam, and I've recorded video from all over South Africa, driving in the Drakensberg, on the South Coast, on the West Coast, on the Garden Route, in the Highveld. All over the place. I have on the West Coast of South Africa. I have all these videos driving up through the pass, going down to Franschhoek from above. I've done all that. and I've got it all on video with the dash cam and also with a live stream. Yeah, it's just people didn't watch it, so that's fine. I didn't do it for views. I did it because my audience asked me to do it. So it was amazing. People would stop the colonel and talk to him and thank him. Yeah, it was really cool, Alex. It's very heartwarming. I'm very grateful for that. So yeah. My usual response when they thank me is I said, "You're very welcome. It's my pleasure." 36 and a half years. And they're like, "What, 36 and a half years?" I'm like, my entire adult life I devoted to defending freedom and liberty for Americans and our friends, partners, and allies around the world. You know what I find fascinating is that these idiots attack me and say all these things, and especially the ones who try to call me a white supremacist. Now, this asswipe called me a white supremacist in this video. He also called my audience a white supremacist, by the way. He called you all white supremacists and MAGA supporters. You can't do anything to please retards like this. I, of course, am responsible for 640,000 Black Africans not starving to death. But apparently, I'll just be accused of boasting by saying that. But it's a true story. But apparently, that's not good enough in the ledger for this retard. Anyway, enough of that idiot. So let's move on. It was my most emotional day in your service. It's not too personal. It's not a too personal question, Meerkat. I don't know that I can remember such a thing, a most emotional day. I don't know that I can. Too much competition in tourism videos. Yep. Watch the video at the end. Well, see, there you go, Charles. There you go. So let me take a look at that. How many people watched that live stream? So let me go to that one. That was Hoover. Colonel Chris at live at the Hoover Dam. Okay. 3,300 views. I do shorts for a minute and get better audience than that. 3,300 views. I live streamed from the Hoover Dam. That was super cool. Those who watched it thought it was cool. I enjoyed it. And we did a live broadcast from there, and it just didn't resonate. And that's fine. It's fine. No any problem with things like, oh, Utah scored again. I missed that. It's 2-1 Utah over Vegas. Our government is a joke and ruled by evil forces. They're stuck in the past. I have a gold worker many years ago who told me that the apartheid life was easier, people were more caring. Yep. Iran ceasefire, big drama from tomorrow for certain. Bulls and Lions played awesome rugby. Tucker corrupted by money for sure. It's a big fish. I think you're right on the money about all that. The most emotional day, I don't know. I don't think I ever had an emotional day. I gotta be honest, in combat, I didn't really think about it. In combat, you just train, and you execute. And when it's time, you do what you're supposed to do. You don't really think about it. And the carnage happening around you, it just happens. Bullets whizzing by, artillery rounds exploding, mortar rounds near you. You go about your business. I remember being in the back of my M577 command track with 7 radios, 4 full radios and 3 just receivers, and listening to like 7 different radio nets simultaneously, people talking over each other and trying to unscrew things and keep things. And then of course I'm broadcasting and had my headset on and wearing the chemical suit, and for a long time the mask. Eventually ripped the mask off in the combat because I just couldn't work inside the back of the van. We're at MOP 4 when we crossed the border, but then we took our mask off. But fortunately, it was wintertime, so we weren't sweating too much, although we're sweating a bit. Yeah, so, but I don't remember being emotional about it. I think the biggest thing is I was waiting for mail to come through because I wanted the mail. And we didn't get much mail, it was always way behind. Work about you and told them everything you're doing for us. Well, thank you, Vimpy. I appreciate that. You should tell them to watch my channel. Also, we should start getting people to go over to my other channel, at Real Chris Wyatt. And I said put more content on my original channel, which came back after YouTube stole it for a while. Thank you for that, Vimpy. Vimpy, okay, I'm going to be honest here. I said it today. For some odd reason, I thought Vimpy was like a 65, 70-year-old guy. He's not. He's a young guy. I didn't realize that was him when I first saw him. But Vimpy helped put together the Cleveland event today in Lakewood, so thank you for that. And it was a good choice of venue. I was able to get a hotel not too far away from there, so I'm actually just about 4 or 5 miles away from the park right now. But today was pretty awesome. Yeah, pretty awesome day. So thanks to all who came and enjoyed it and had camaraderie with us. Really enjoyed that. After the accusation of you with a gun on live, I find it funny that Checkers 6060 ad pops up that looks like a gun. Exactly. It's supposed to be a scanner. No, remember that? Yeah, it's because the channel's targeted. And there was no gun. It was ridiculous. Yesterday to a registered dealer. Okay. They're well aware of who may purchase. Yeah, no, the gun dealers should know, especially formal shops. Vegas is under a lot of pressure here. They're trailing 2-1, and they're trying to clear the zone. So they do. Vimpy's 30 years old. Yes, but I mean, based on our interactions and based on, I made a false assumption there. You can never judge a book by its cover. He's only 30. Yeah, no, Vimpy did a great job putting together. Thanks. Also, he took leadership and got all these refugees, got the word to them. I don't know if there's a group or how he got a hold of everybody, but nobody's invited me to the group. So they didn't include me in their group if there is one on WhatsApp. So, oh, nice save by Vegas. Yeah, so, but it did a good job getting people there. We had about, it was over 50 in the end because others showed up after it started. Got a great photograph with the whole crowd there. Fantastic. Also, one of the refugees brought a gentleman who works for a recruiting agency to let people know. In fact, where is that at? Oh, it's here somewhere. I got this guy's name. Also, a young lady who works for Amazon happened to see the gathering, was curious about what was going on. They came and asked me to speak to her. I spoke to her for a bit. She encouraged people to apply for Amazon for jobs. This guy's from Express Employment Professionals. They hire people for light industrial, skilled trades, full-time, office services, professional, temporary, contract, evaluation, hiring, direct hire. Yep. This says Ryan Butt, but that wasn't the guy's name. The guy I spoke to was Jean, but these are the cards I gave out. But Express Employment Professionals. So anyway, so if you're in the Cleveland area, I know it's probably backwards right there, but we've got that information. We can send it to you if you send me a note and you were not there today and you're looking for work. They help find people. One of these employment services. So not only did we meet with people and I answered their questions and I took some of their concerns, and we got to have camaraderie at a meet and greet. What the heck is that? Oh, shoot, I still have my my contractor ID card in here. I usually take it out of my wallet, but I was rushed to get out of the house after I got back. Yeah, so we also had someone come by today that for jobs, which is pretty cool. And technically, too, because a young lady from Amazon was there. So WhatsApp group, it's fine with you. I'll add you. That's fine with me. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Please add me in there. That way I can see the concerns. I can pop in occasionally. It doesn't mean I'm going to take action, but yeah, please do. I'm in the Utah refugees group, so I appreciate when people add me to their refugee groups. But yeah, thank you for maybe not assuming you can put me in there. But when people mention to me, but yeah, please put me in there. That's fine. Yep. Looking forward to watching the meet and greet. The last one, refugees looked a little camera shy. Yeah. Well, I haven't broadcast. I didn't broadcast the one in Pittsburgh. I met with the Ostoisons and Kim, so it was a mini meet and greet. In Columbus, there was a couple of people who didn't want people to see their face on camera. So, and then today I didn't even ask people. Didn't even ask to do a broadcast because it was windy out there and it was it was sunny, so it wouldn't have come out very well. Well, if I hope you have movement on your case as well. I'm looking forward to watching the meet and greet. Refugees looked a little tough. Okay. Dallas Philadelphia averaging 100 illegal immigrant arrests per day. Yeah, I don't doubt that at all. Please tell that dude the White Army loves your shows and everything you do and shows the South Africa what America looks like. Just love the stream of yellow breeches. Yeah, okay. Sorry, Mr. Jealousy. Yeah, no. Rena, no, the guy has got problems. It all started because Steve Hofmeyer was hired to do a cruise with that Dutch cruise company a couple of years ago. And when I was in South Africa in 2023, I didn't know who this loser was. And so Steve was contracted, and then the week before the cruise sailed, they canceled Steve. He claims that he told the Dutch company that Steve was a racist and got him sacked. And that may very well be true, but I didn't know who he was. I just heard the news that Steve was dropped as a headliner. And I did a video from Pretoria in which I said, I don't know what this is all about, but I'll tell you this much. If I was booked on that cruise, I would cancel my cruise and demand my money back because that is a bait and switch. They knew they were going to drop Steve Hofmeyer and not use him, but they lured in all of these guests because Steve was the big name. They signed up for the cruise, paid for their cruise, and then they canceled Steve just before the concert or just before the cruise. And so I said, if I were you, I would cancel my cruise, get my money back. 50 people, to my knowledge, canceled their cruise. And the Dutch company wasn't happy, and neither was little, sloat fingers wrapped around his penis. Not happy about it. I don't know why. And so he's hated me ever since. He accused me of saying half-truths and lies. No, he just doesn't listen, like some of my viewers. Just a quick question. Can one immediately apply for a credit card after opening a bank account? You can, but the problem is you're not going to have a credit score, so you're not going to be granted a credit. But to be fair, that's not necessarily true either. I mean, they give credit cards to college students who have no credit history. They do that crazy. I don't know if that's still the case, but there was a long period there for 10 or 15 years where banks were just giving credit cards out left and right. That might be the case, but there's no reason you can't apply for it. What you should do is when you open a bank account, say, listen, I'd like to get a credit card, but I'm just arriving. I don't have a credit history. Is that going to be a problem? Or do you think they'll approve it? Now, the banker should be able to tell you, well, maybe you should wait a little bit, a couple months, or we can put it in. We'll see. So I don't know the answer on that, but I would say that there's no harm in asking. But also, let me just tell you this right now. If you get a credit card, you should treat it as a charge card. Do not use a credit card unless you have the means to pay your statement every month. And when I say pay your statement, I'm talking about, you can make a minimum payment of $30 or $50. Do not do that. Do not become one of those people. I'm doing you a huge favor in giving you this advice. You see, if you pay the minimum amount after the 21-day grace period, the interest starts the day that you purchase something or the day you take a cash advance, and you're charged 19 to 26%, depending on which kind of credit card is. Some are lower, but very few are. And that interest accrues every day until the original debt is paid off in all debt, until you have zero balance on your card. So people get into a debt trap where they buy something like a TV for $800, they don't have $800, and they don't have the $800 to pay it off the end of the month. They're like, no, I'll just pay the minimum, or I'll pay $100. Well, paying $100 means you still have $700, and the $700 is paying interest at 21% back to the day you purchased it. And then when you start your next one, some people think, okay, well, I buy the next thing in 21 days. No. There's no grace period once you have a balance on your credit card that hasn't been paid off. You're paying interest on everything. So if you get a credit card, use it wisely. For a long time, my credit cards were just there for emergencies. For instance, my car had a breakdown and I had to get it repaired. I need a credit card for that, unexpected expense. A credit card is just really, if you have good credit, really just an inexpensive way to float yourself alone until your next payday. But you must live within your means. You must live within your means. And that's the thing. People don't live within their means, and that's the problem. So I hope that advice for a credit card is helpful. The Black Rabbit. The Black Rabbit, I've never seen you here before. Where are you at? Some people never grow up. They suffer in silence. I just wanted to give my 5 cents. Thank you, Rena. I appreciate your 5 cents. Got a credit card within 2 weeks landed from Bank of America because I transferred a large amount of money. Well, see, that's one reason. Credit card is only for building credit score. Well, yeah, well, use it for building a credit score. And wait a second. Broken Arrow transferred a large amount of money. I'm sorry. I don't recall seeing any super chats from you. It's just about the clicks. I'm desperate for clicks. Wait, that's not a click, that's money. Yes, I'm making money off refugees, but apparently not off a Broken Arrow who transferred a large amount of dollars. but South Africans transfer like $200, like that's a lot of money. I'm like, it's not a lot of money, man. Sorry. I realize it's 4,000 Rand, but it's not a lot of money. Okay. Called you out, Broken Arrow. Mandy Dalf, welcome to you. My daughter's passport expired on December 27. When should we apply for a new passport? Well, I'm not really. Oh, Vimpy. Okay, so you're over here now, Vimpy. Okay. Oh, Broken Arrow. Whoa, no, Broken Arrow. You didn't have to do that. I'm just teasing, man. Oh my gosh, $50. I feel guilty now. Thank you so much for the $50, Broken Arrow. You've been waiting to do that, haven't you? You've been waiting a long time to do that. And it's a super sticker, not even a super chat. Vimpy, okay, so what I would do is look at the South African Embassy website in Washington, D.C., look it up online and see if they have any guidelines. Given how screwed up they are, and since your kids aren't going to leave the United States anytime soon, so you don't really need a passport, you might consider submitting it around 9 months. I'm just saying, just a thought, because they're slow. Anyway, but yeah, I would look it up online and see. But you're going to have to do it through the South African Embassy or a consulate. South Africa has a consulate in Los Angeles, an embassy in D.C. I think they might have a consulate in Chicago too, but you're not in any of those places. That's not going to help you. Well, you're not too far from Chicago, so. But yeah, I would do it that way. Okay, just look it up that way, Vimpy. I didn't realize you had kids there, man. Okay, did I see your kids? Okay. Credit card from Capital One after you got Social Security number says Becoming Dragon. Colonel, there will always be negative Nancy or troll in life. Move on. More so on your type platform. All the other YouTubers have the same struggle. Oh no, I push through it. I'm just, when the guy threatens me, he's not getting away with the threat. You know, he's an idiot. So he's not getting away with the threat. No, but trolls are one thing, but people who actively try to undermine and cause, it's like the people who attacked, what's her name? Oh, jeez. Amy Justine LaRue, and nearly destroyed her life. They cost her job, they cost her custody of her children, and cost her mental well-being, and all they got was a 30,000 Rand fine for their malicious behavior in which they attacked her in South Africa for their cyber crimes. Yep. A friend mentioned when we walked him back to his hotel after visiting us years ago, we navigated a few mugging attempts. Chris and I worked like a team, thwarted would-be attackers. Okay, card. D. Thorne, welcome to you. Varoshka, absolutely had 100% had credit card with 300 Rand in South Africa and built up credit score quickly. Yep. Interest is usury. That's true, but there's nothing wrong with usury if you use it properly. If you use credit properly, there's nothing wrong with it. You have to have a credit score in America or you're not going to get money when you need it. So got to think ahead. You know, people are like, I don't want to have debt. Well, I don't want to have debt either. I don't have a mortgage. I hate paying that mortgage. It's painful. I pay for more of my mortgage every month than my salary was for a good 25 years of my working life, maybe 30 years, 25 years for sure. That's what I pay in mortgage every month, and it's insane. But they won't give me the house, and I'm not renting a crappy little apartment. So anyway, I live in a safe, quiet neighborhood. The only problem I have is people with their damn dogs shitting in my yard. Very disrespectful. Take your dogs to a dog park or go over to the other park where there's a place to do it. Quit walking through our neighborhood and letting your rats crap in our yard. Well, no, Black Rabbit, that's a good way to build a credit score. So with a credit card, you pay your balance in full every month, and it shows you're a very reliable person. Well, almost another score for Utah. Nice stop there. Winnie, take care. Have a good one. Broken Arrow's laughing. Thank you for the $50. Seriously, man, I was teasing. But now that you've opened up your wallet, we're going to come looking for you, Broken Arrow. More. How do you like it? How do you like it? Banks will offer me credit cards high credit because my credit score I've always had, but I carry one card and I never won because it's too easy to spend other people's money. Well, Ellen, so my approach with credit cards, I never spend the money unless I have money at the end of the month to pay it off. I pay off all my credit cards every month. And I have, between that and my reliability, my bills, plus, you know, there's a lot of things going in your credit score. It's you know, if you miss payments, that hurts you. If you don't have accounts for very long, if you open a new account, it hurts you initially. The longer you've had accounts open, I mean, I have credit card accounts have been open 30 years. Yep, some of them. So that all helps your score. We saved around 1,000 to put towards pension funds. Oh, Sally. Okay. Wow. You're asking for financial advice. People have to be very careful about offering financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a certified financial planner, although I'm a very successful investor over the years. What I can tell you, Sally, is that you need to, that money has to be money that you're not going to miss and you set aside so it comes back later. And I really can't answer that question directly here because I assume you're in the States now. And you're around 50, so the problem is that time is the issue here. So if you're 22, I can easily tell you, you can put that into an aggressive growth, either a mutual fund or if you're comfortable with stocks. But stocks is really something you don't want to get into unless you start building a little bigger portfolio because stocks go up and down and I don't want you to be scared you lost your money. So it's tough to say. Mutual funds probably a safe way to do it. I would go with a no-load fund. In other words, they don't charge you for buying shares, a no-load. So there are companies that are reliable, that have mutual funds, but you want to get one that's not going to charge you for your money so you don't start off behind and go with that. That's a good way to start. So a lot of good companies out there. Fidelity is one. I used to use USA as well, but USA has sold off their mutual funds to Victory Capital. I don't know much about them, but they hold my mutual funds. But mutual funds are just a small portion of my portfolio. So it's probably a smart way with that much money. It's a great place to put it. Yeah, so I think that's a good start. Vodka Model says, renew now and get it done. Well, I mean, I don't see much value or input in doing it a year and a half out. I mean, that's a long time off. You're wasting a year and a half. Currently living in China for the past 9 years, but we're moving back to South Africa soon to apply for extra program. Oh, Black Rabbit. Okay, China. Oof, gosh. I'm not welcome in China. I'm an intelligence officer. They'd probably arrest me even though I've never done anything wrong. Big Fish says, Broken Arrow, it's about time. Wow. That's funny. I'm behind in the chat now. Let me catch up. You mentioned something about a card you can apply for at Walmart. Well, it's not like a credit card. They have prepaid cards now. I don't know which ones they have now. They used to have what the heck's the one? But they're you can get debit cards, prepaid debit cards at Walmart. Just go up there. They have those things. Also, some of the Walmarts have their own bank. I don't know if they still do that, but they had this Wood something bank for a long time, which had lower fees. But you got to be smart. You generally don't pay for banking services in America. Some banks will charge, but my recommendation is find a bank that doesn't charge you anything. A physical bank is the best way, especially when you're starting out, so you can build a relationship with the bank. And then if you're going to do an online bank, that's fine. But my recommendation is find a physical bank. So PNC Bank in Pennsylvania in this part of the country is pretty good. There are other banks. I've had relationship with many, many banks over the years. Wells Fargo is pretty good. Out west, First Interstate is not a bad bank. So yeah, just you got to look for something where you're not paying them. Don't pay them because they're using your money. Okay. Yeah, right now. So let me see. Prepaid debit cards, credit cards, excuse me. Okay, prepaid MasterCard, Western Union, Visa, American Express, Bluebird. American Express Bluebird is going away. That's the one I'm thinking of. Money is added via direct deposit, cash, or at retail locations like Walgreens or transfers. They function like debit cards wherever Visa, MasterCard, or American Express are accepted. You can't use them for renting cars or booking hotels or security deposits, but you can use it for anything else. Yeah, so prepaid cards, often called prepaid debit or reloadable cards, allow you to spend money loaded in advance, acting as a budgeting tool without debt, risk, or credit checks. Accepted widely and in line. Yeah, so you get a card with a Visa logo or a MasterCard logo, so you can use it like a credit card, but it will only use the money that you've loaded on it. So you can get them at, well, you can get them from PayPal. Maybe Federal has them, but you can get them from Walmart too. Prepaid credit cards at Walmart. Let me see what it says at Walmart. I'm not pushing for Walmart. You can also get them at Walgreens, something like that. Okay, the Walmart Money Card, reloadable prepaid Visa or MasterCard, acts like a debit card, offering 3% cash back at Walmart, 2% at Walmart fuel stations, 1% at Walmart stores, but it has a $5.94 monthly fee, which is waived if you receive $500 in direct deposits in the previous month. So no credit check required to open an account, though identity verification is necessary. Yeah, I don't like to pay for money. It has overdraft protection, monthly fee, replacement card if you lose it, ATM fee. That's a little pricey, so it's not an ideal. Yeah, but reloadable cards. So let me see if Walgreens has anything. So okay, reloadable debit cards, Walgreens. Okay, Scarlet Bank. Oh, what's allow? Yes. Okay, Green Dot Visa, Go-To Bank, Serve, and NetSpend Visa. Yep, lots of them. So if you get the Scarlet Bank at Walgreens, you get 5% back on Walgreens branded products, 3% on Walgreens purchases, 1% everywhere else MasterCard is accepted. Yep, there you go. Green Dot Visa, Go-To Bank. Anyway, these are easy ways to get a credit card without a proper credit card. So they're prepaid things, so it's just an option. Give me a tip: pay salary in your credit card as you get more interest on it, and say you don't overspend. I don't know what that is, Karen. You don't pay your salary into a credit card. I don't know what she's talking about. If you overpay your credit card consistently, your credit card will refund that money to your account typically. I know this because when I lived in Africa, initially, the mail took 3 weeks to come to me. And by the time I received my bill, it was already past the 21 days. And so I had to pay $6 a month for banking services to pay for online 26 years ago because the banks were still not doing it for free at that point. So it's the only time I ever paid for a bank because the $6 a month I paid to pay my credit card bills was a lot cheaper than paying interest and paying 21%. So it was the only time I ever paid for my bank account, and I paid for paying off my credit card bill every month. But I used to, before I had that, the previous store, I would mail in a check every month, overestimating what my credit card bill was going to be. And I was buying stuff in Italy and Germany with a credit card, and I would overestimate it, and I'd send a check in through the mail, which would take a week from Europe. And then I was always over on a positive balance on my credit card because I didn't want to pay for interest. So I'm not sure what she's talking about. But I had one time I had like $800 or $1,200 overpaid on my credit card, and they sent it back to my bank and they refunded. I'm like, what are you doing? I got a bill coming here, you bastards. Anyway. Between rent and everyday expenses, what estimate time will be on then purchasing a car? You're asking me, Jane? Jane, you have a job. You know what you make. I don't know what you make, Jane. I was too polite to ask you what your salary was, and I wouldn't expect you to answer it here. But I mean, it depends. You know, if you have a job and it's a security number and you're building a credit rating, I mean, cars. You know, at the end of the year when they're trying to get rid of cars, oftentimes you get 0% financing for well-qualified buyers like me. If you're not a well-qualified buyer, which doesn't mean you're not a well-qualified person, just means that you're not the person who meets the credit requirements you're looking for, they'll still give you a loan. They'll give you either through the car company or through a bank that they pick. So for instance, when I bought my Toyota 4Runner, my bank, with the military bank, was going to offer me like 3%, 2.75, I think it was, which was really low. Everyone else was getting at 6 and 7% at the time. And so the dealership said, I said, well, I'm going to get the loan through my bank. He said, well, sir, I can see if I can get you a better rate. And I said, well, I don't know if you can, but you're welcome to. So he went back, went in the system, came back. I have some good news for you, sir. I said, what's that? I can get you that loan at 1.75%. I said, well, how much do I have to put down? Just have to give us something. $500 is fine. So I used my credit card, which got 1% back. And I paid $750 deposit for the truck, right? I got $7.50 back from my credit card because it's 1% return on that. So I got $7.50 back. When I bought my truck, I was already making money. And then the rest I borrowed at 1.75% interest. I paid on it for a couple of years, and then I went to Botswana, and you can't take a vehicle out of the country that has a lien on it. So it has to be free and clear title. So I had to pay off the rest. And after a couple of years, I paid off the balance. Yep, from my savings. Even now, Chinese schools don't want to hire South Africans anymore, so they have no choice but to move back to South Africa. I didn't know that. Shoo. There's a lot of South Africans in the live stream. Well done, people. Happy for you. Okay, all right. Renee? 20% is not acceptable terms. I didn't say it was acceptable. Hey, we got a Connecticut viewer here. Good evening there, LD. Texas has no state tax, but they sure do tax homeowners. Yes, they do, Broken Arrow. Yes, they do. That's why I love Wyoming. Wyoming has no income tax. They also, your property tax isn't too bad. They make their money off of mining and exploration and oil. So, Vanessa Muller, what's going on? We got email Thursday, Refugee for this week. We're waiting 13 months to start to apply until medical's done in November. Wow, Vanessa, that's a long time. Whole process once I get there, okay. I ran out of comment space. Point of story is it went under attack. No time to think and get scared. Yeah, that's why you have to be trained. You just respond. Oh yeah, you're talking about my military. Yeah, so you just respond. That's why you do these training. Okay, what else? Hey Mike, what's up? How was Nelsbrook? Sally, no, I'm not in the States yet. I hope to be there soon. We can talk when we get there. Yeah, set aside, Sally. That's good. It's a good start, okay? But I don't mean to disillusion, okay? I mean, $1,000, 17,000 rand sounds like a lot of money. It's not. Let me just explain. I'm not a wealthy person, and I do this on my own. Although, Broken Arrow is going to make me wealthy. He started with the $50 there. But seriously, this trip, so just so you get a feel. I'm not looking for empathy. I'm not asking for money, but I'm just giving you a feel for this, okay? I've already topped off my vehicle once. That was $60 for petrol. I'm going to have to fill it up again tomorrow. That's going to be another $50. And then I have to fill it up again. So I'll probably spend $150 for petrol, Okay, so that's 25,000 Rand for petrol for this trip, minimum. Then each night in hotels cost me on average $150. So that's $600 for hotels. So that is, so 17,000, 34,000, 68,000, 80,000. So this trip just for fuel and just for hotels has cost me over 100,000 Rand. Is that right? No, that's not, that can't be right. 600, no. No, I'm sorry. I'm doing the math wrong. I'm doing the math wrong here. Sorry. Oh, that's crazy. No, 100,000 Rand. That's crazy. No, 17,000 Rand. Yeah, it's more like 17. Yeah, it's going to cost me around 15,000 Rand. Is that right? Anyway, it's just, yeah, $1,000 sounds like a lot, and it's a good amount of money to save. And I don't mean to diminish it because that's a good accomplishment, but it doesn't go very far. Doesn't go very far. So it's a good start, and that's why you invest and save, and over time it builds. If you're over 50 already, your timeline is shorter, but it's not the end of the world. You still have an opportunity to make something money with that. Okay. Holden says Wells Fargo isn't that great. Okay. Big week for my daughter. She landed last week, and tomorrow she moves in her own apartment. Heinrich, I remember you mentioning she came last week. Walmart offers a one-pay credit card. I'm not familiar with that, unless that's the one I just read. I banged with M&T and people by name at my branch and know me by well, and it gave my credit card, building my credit. So when I finally get my driver's license, I can lease a car. Yep. No meet and greet video, or did I miss that one? No, Mike, there was no meet and greet video. It was 30 knot wind. It was cold out there. It was a tough camera angle because it was a big crowd. So no, we didn't do a meet and greet video. I haven't done one of those on this trip. Bank accounts work different in the States. Check account is for salary, credit, and CD account for savings. Well, certificate deposit is not savings. The certificate deposit is a bank instrument that you can't touch. Is that, what's the name? What is that? He's using a hockey stick to point out what's going on in the game. Yeah, certificate deposit is a term thing where you give the bank money and they pay you a higher interest rate. You can't take the money out. So, but we have savings accounts, but most of them don't pay very much. The best interest on savings accounts will get you like 3 or 4%. A lot of them are 1% or less. Veroshka, good night. It's late. Oh, it is late. It's midnight. Net bank account with a debit card. Okay. And if you buy certain new cars from America, you can get 10%. Oh, that's right. Yeah, they've got that. Trump passed that. So if you buy an American-made car, so my next car probably American-made. Okay. Who has no property tax and income tax? I don't think anybody has no property tax. They all have property tax, but 7 states have no income tax, 7 or 8 states, but they have different taxes, so that gets you a different way. Tennessee doesn't have income tax. Florida doesn't have income tax. Alaska doesn't have income tax. Wyoming doesn't have income tax. Texas doesn't have income tax. Good evening. We're doing a face-to-face interview for this. Good luck with that, Road Captain Kev. Yeah, so LD says $1,000 is half our rent a month. See, that's what I'm talking about. So it sounds like a lot of money when you do it in Rand, but in dollars is not much. Best state for taxes are Wyoming, Tennessee, and Montana. I don't know about Montana, Charles. Yeah, 17-1. I just go with that number. Need to get going. Hey, take care. Siggy, didn't even know you were there. Okay. Oh, gotcha, Sal. You know, and I'm not trying to be intrusive. I'm just trying to let you know. Okay. Colorado and the Kings. I am a Colorado Avalanche fan, and they score there. So they must have won. Avalanche won 2-0. So lead series 1-0. Cool. Anyway, it is late, guys. After midnight, I have to be up at and hit the road around 7:30 at the latest. Okay, so that I can link up with Herman and then Botman. All right, thank you, guys. This has been a pretty amazing trip so far, and this is 75% over. So tomorrow is another big day. I've never been to Erie, so it'll be a good experience for me. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you all for being here. Cool beans. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't done it already. I'm surprised that we don't have more people tuned into it, although we have a good audience right now, 160. But the numbers total are a little bit lower than expected. So 159 likes. Okay, cool. And we got that one super chat from Broken Arrow. All right, guys, be well. Thank you very much. God bless, and we'll catch you later. Hey, Sloth Puppy. All right, and thanks to all the folks who came to meet and greet today. I truly, truly appreciate it, and I'll cherish it, and I remember it, and I hope it meant something to you because it meant a lot to me. All right, that's it, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.